Today would be lesson 10 in the instructional videos for Master Kuo Lien Ying's original Guang Ping Taiji form. And today's lesson is going to be a move with a very colorful name, Green Dragon Dropping Water. And then we'll also go into the second single whip. But since you already learned single whip from the transition in the very beginning of the form, we'll cover more in detail the first move, Green Dragon Dropping Water. But before we go into the actual lessons, let's do a quick review of the form up to that point, okay? So starting from attention. Right palm, grass Buddha. Grass bird's tail. Left and right sides. Step up to single whip. Short Kuo's wings. Brush knee, twist step. Step up, apparent close up. Carry tiger to mountain. This under elbow. Repulse monkey. Slow palm, slanting flying. Raise right hand. Raise left hand. Fly, pulling back. Fan through arm. And so this is where we left off, and I'll just do a preview of the new moves. Green Dragon dropping water. And then single whip. So this is done in a direction as if we were starting from here. And as you can see, the last moves, all the progression of the last moves would be with my back facing you. So it's quite difficult to see the actual movement. So again, like the last video, I'll do the moves in the orientation that they're supposed to be in the form. You'd be starting from facing 12 o'clock. And then I'll turn around and face the camera so that you can actually see the movements. Maybe show 90-degree views as well. So this is a fairly simple move, again from fly pulling back here, and then stepping and fan through arm. You'll be in this position here. So in this movement, I'm going to go off on a 45-degree with the right foot. So I turn this foot so I'm facing not 45-degree perfectly, but kind of out a little bit. And then this foot comes in, then out again onto the heel. At the same time, my hands go over the head to about shoulder level, fairly parallel. So in one move, you're transitioning the foot, step in, out, and over. Then you're reaching forward on the 45-degree. So that would be like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Then pulling back, a little circle at the back, and then step forward into the diagonal. So again, it's going to go from this direction on the 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock line, and then you're stepping into 7 o'clock, and then you kind of step forward into the 7 o'clock direction. Okay, so one more time from fly pulling back, and then step forward, fan through arm. Okay, so from right here, the hands are going to go over the head and parallel. And as you do the left foot turns forward, and then the right foot comes in and out. So, okay, I'll be more clear when I'm facing the other direction, because you could go like that as well. Step forward, pull back in, and press forward, push forward. So now I'm going to face 100 degrees facing the camera so that you can actually see the hand motions more clearly. Again, normally the direction would be going towards 3 o'clock and then back to 7 o'clock. So from here, so I'll start that series again from here, fly pulling back, go across, come down, press forward, and fan through the arm. Step into a horse, turn from the waist, and you should end up in this position here. So from here, again, you're going to turn your left foot, not quite 45 degrees, but so that as you turn, the foot will be facing in the right direction. And there's the way that it was taught from Sifu is that you can just move the foot over to basically 7 o'clock position, the diagonal. So we go like this, and then the hands at the same time come over the head down to about shoulder level, and the hands are about a little less than shoulder width apart. So from here, in one movement, first the left foot turns, and then the foot transitions to the diagonal, and the hands come over. Do a few more times, over like that. So from here, turn the foot like that. From the horse, turn the foot, hands go over. From here, we're going to lean forward. You can actually take a small step if you wish. And again from here. And then pull back. Pull back as you step in. Like that. And then back end, there's a little circle. Like that. So again, because of the name Green Dragon Dropping Water, I always like to kind of have an imagery. I'm imagining that I'm holding a pot of water as I come back. And then kind of like just throwing the pot of water out. So from here, lean forward, come back in, little turn at the back. So it's important rather than just back and forth, just like in parry and punch, when you use that turn at the back, I like to have that little body movement of turn for the push going forward. So from fan through arm, here, left foot turns, arms, hands go over the head, foot goes forward onto the heel on the diagonal, reach forward, pull back, turn, and then push forward and step forward at the same time. It's like a follow step. So from fan through arm, pivot the foot, hands go over the head, palms are facing each other, a little less than shoulder width. Lean forward, pull back, twist at the back, step forward, and push. So you're changing from parallel hands like this to pushing position here. I like to think of like the pot of water. Again, thinking about the functionality of this move. It's like thinking about grabbing somebody's either shoulder or waist and then kind of like pulling them and then pushing them like that. So using like that circular force of your body torque to create that momentum going back forward. So like pulling and pushing like that, and using your body for that rather than just arm. Okay, it's always important to incorporate body movement as the root of the movement. So from fan through arm, overhead. So you can see here that if you kind of came over somebody's head and shoulders, you can grab their head as well and be pushing, or you can come down and grab their waist and push. So the function of the movement is just basically the back and forth. From here, over the head, and then leaning forward, pull back, and then the turn at the end and push. So one more time, kind of more smooth. Turn the foot over, lean forward, push. So in my own understanding of the movement, it's not necessarily something that Sifu taught directly, but I like to incorporate one more little element in this transition from here, rather than going just directly over to the foot. For me, what I've developed is I imagine that there's a person or a pole at this point here. So as I turn, I need to come in with the foot around the pole. And the reason why I developed that for myself is because, again, using the good Kung Fu principle of coming through the center, I like to condense myself into the center as I move so that I'm not being trapped by anything that's there. Because if I train myself just to move across and there was a person there or stepping, I could actually trip myself. So I like to train myself when I move to come in through and have that little loop so I'm moving around something. Also, it forces me to transition my weight onto this left foot as I'm doing this movement rather than just kind of leaving my body in between and then stepping over, which leaves me more vulnerable weight-wise. So by transferring the weight totally to this left foot so that I can move that foot around is part of the training that I've incorporated into this particular move. Again, this is not something that Sifu Guo taught directly, but again, as I mentioned in the video on the perfect form, you, through your own practice and kind of like listening to your own inner teacher, will come to understand ways that you want to apply your own understanding of principle into your own form, and then the form becomes really more part of you. So again, this is something that I'm doing. And also I'm teaching you just the way that you can go directly, and then it's your choice whether you want to follow the way I do it or just find your own way of doing the move. From here, go to here, and then reach out, come back, and do that twist, and then the push. One more time. From fan to arm. Main thing is kick coming over the head, hands parallel. Reach out, pull back, and then push. So in this position here, going into the next move, single whip. In grass bird's tail, here when you step up, now you're in exactly the same position as when you were doing this move, green dragon dropping water. So you're exactly in the same position. So you can go back to that original move from grass bird's tail into the transition, pivot, hand goes out for single whip, step out into the horse, and single whip is done exactly the same way. And we'll end the lesson in this position, ready for the next move. Wave hand like clouds. So let's do that one more time from fly pulling back. Here, step across, then forward, and then fan through the arm, then pivot the foot, come over the head, reach out, transition to single whip, and sink. Okay, that'd be the lesson for today. Nice simple lesson. And next time we'll be going into wave hand like cloud. Okay, thank you very much.